professional. I need a friend or family member there that if they start lying to me, start BSing me, start talking over me, I need somebody there to stop them. One of their favorite tricks is that when you're telling them something that will make it so that legally they have to do something, they'll talk over you so they don't hear it, or they'll change the subject and demand that you answer their questions instead of the other way around. They're not interested. They're not interested in what actually happened. They're interested in sending us around in circles. Any one of these mandated reporters is required to do this job. However, it is now illegal for anybody to send me to any of the resources in Tillamook, which means somebody needs to make the call with me to Adult Protective Services and to the Oregon State Trooper's office. The Oregon State Troopers, they're local, work very closely with the cops here. Same thing with in other places in Oregon. What they'll do is they'll have 3 different police agencies show up. You got the sheriff's department, the police department, and of course the state troopers. A little overkill, don't you think? Then they pretend that there was 3 separate instances with homeless people. And that makes things look horrible. Dean got his vehicle stolen. The lady who was supposed to be there for his safety and protection was not there. She was in her vehicle on the other side of his trailer. RV, sorry. She should have been there to make sure that his rights were not violated. It's pretty obvious to anybody that knows Dean that he's disabled. It's also pretty obvious to anybody in America that the help we get isn't help. It's harmful to us. When a victim comes forward and tells you they were raped or beaten up, and you give them the mentally ill treatment, that often results in people dying, like Natalie Bollinger. Anyway, it's not safe for me to drive. I need somebody to explain that. It's not too easy, is it? I'm not capable of doing these things in a constant state of panic. The phone calls that I need to make, I cannot make alone. It is unsafe to do so, and none of you understand that. Because see, once they've blown you off, it's 10 times harder to get them to listen to you. But no lawyer is going to listen without a friend or family member, especially if you're disabled, especially if you're homeless. If you're being called mentally ill especially, yeah, you don't have any goddamn rights. Only on paper. And what do people do with paper? They wipe their asses with it. The protection order does nothing to protect you from a determined assailant. However, we give them out like candy to girls who do evil things because they think it's funny and entertaining and don't want to deal with the consequences. So their victim gets the consequences. I hear about how horrible men are. I look at the men around me and I recognize which ones are like that. 10% date. There's a lot of really nice sellers out there. They got some really nice lives. They're not used to the last one. For the most part, you're just jockeying for position. It's got nothing to do with right or wrong, or being in a relationship. It has to do with what you can get out of the other person, and that's horrible. Horrible to project that onto us. You worship the virtue that autistic people have. You just don't worship them in autistic people. You pretend to have the traits of autism. Alright, back cleaned up. Down here at the library and get things upstairs, and without somebody else to help me with this, I'm basically stuck talking to the flippin' internet. There's a lot of predators like Cora Bowers, a whole lot of them. When you want to say, oh, well, you know, just ignore her. Well, you know what? It's easy to ignore one idiot. It's not so easy to ignore hundreds or thousands. People wanted to make fake accounts in my friends' names, starting before Natalie was killed, to harass me. Of course, many of those people are not my friends anymore because they turned out to be cowards. Really? You're too cowardly to tell the truth? You want to claim I slandered your name because I told the truth? Then you want to tell me I'm a horrible person when you realize, yeah, I did record you. The things that you claimed were slander came out of your mouth. Smart. Then there's the good intentioned. With Brian, he was good intentioned, well enough, but also his drug addictions get in the way. And that's why you go to professionals, but the professionals don't show up. If they don't show up, whose fault is that? It's theirs. If you're a police officer who doesn't respond to a rape call and the rapist murders the victim and gets away with it, it's actually your fault for not showing up. We've gotten to hear a lot of people here in Tillamook complaining about how the cops don't do their fucking jobs. How the cops won't do nothing. Cops won't do nothing. Cops won't do nothing. Is this anything new to me? No. It's not anything new to any homeless person. That's the good stuff. Anyway, when it comes to Seventh-day Adventist, here's what I've learned. There's no God there. There's lots of people that do well-intentioned things, but as I said, there's a difference between doing your job as a mandated reporter and giving somebody a sandwich. As a mandated reporter, it doesn't matter if you're on duty or off. Also, accusations of abuse do count and do require immediate investigation. Immediate. Can you imagine that? The law actually uses the word immediate when it comes to at-risk adults and children. Immediately. In some states, it's 24 to 48 hours. Here in Oregon, it's immediately. Heck, nabbit. That ain't no good. A lot of people that were real nice. I'm grateful for the niceness. When somebody does something nice, like gives me a sandwich, I'm grateful for the sandwich. when somebody tells me if I spend $1,000 to go see him or $500 to go see him, that they'll help me process the evidence and go through it. And then I get there and they're screaming and yelling the whole time. Holy shit, is everybody's brain in this town boiled? Good thing for these people that I'm an excellent defensive driver because I drive like a grandmother. But not like my grandmother who wanted to be a NASCAR driver. Say, that's a NASCAR you're driving there. But can it make the left turn? Those of you who have been paying attention, you'll be able to tell the difference between somebody who's autistic, who happens to be overwhelmed, or somebody who's strung out on methamphetamine. There's a difference between Tourette's and drug use. There's a difference between autism and schizophrenia. And there's a difference between calling on your predators and being delusional. Alright. There we go. Anyway, it's Wednesday. Church here that feeds on Wednesdays is the Seventh-day Adventist Church. At their Herald Center, I won't go there because one of the ladies that was there decided it was alright to bully me. She's the same lady that was telling me how heavy the KKK is here. Oh! Dear Jesus Almighty. There's a couple other witnesses here and a couple other situations that I'm hoping to run into. Problem is I have to come into town to do that. We three kings be stealing the gold. It's time to stop abusing the most at-risk people in the country and telling them it's their fault. It's time to stop abusing men until they have a trauma. A lot of people tend to talk over me because they haven't been through it, but when I give them a tiny taste of what I go through, they flip their wigs immediately. I have PTSD, but of course, it's not PTSD when it's you wanting to say it, is it? It's, oh, Sean, you're mentally ill. Oh, I have post-traumatic stress disorder. That's not a choice. People don't choose to be traumatized. They don't choose to be beaten on or manipulated or squeezed out of their hard-earned money. They don't choose to be injured. Oh, some people don't want to be on the battlefield, might shoot themselves in the foot. Well, yeah. I think the last time I saw a white line this long, John DeLorean snorted it up.
Yeah, it's a good group.
A good group? Does that mean we got some Groupons? Alright, I'm too lazy to stand up that long.
Big decision.
It is. Is there room at this table I can sit at? Is there room at the table I can sit?
There's no one sitting there.
Alright, I'm gonna clamp my big fat behind in it. I may be skinny, but I can take up like 4 feet of space at a buffet line.
Tell me your name.
Sean. It's a tough one to remember. It almost rhymes with toilet.
I'm not used to that.
Well, John means toilet. You just gotta remember I'm the Irish toilet. That don't sound right. There is. That's why I came and sat down. My back is killing me. And for some odd reason, my right foot is throbbing. It feels like it's full of water and sloshy. That's a bad description. Sparkling water. Does it taste like water or does it taste like soda?
It's grapefruit. It's kind of, he didn't like it. I don't mind it, but he didn't like it.
Well, I'm sure it tastes better than kombucha. I said, I'm sure it tastes better than kombucha. It's like rotten feet flavored tea, I guess. Rotten feet flavored. It's supposed to be healthy. It's liquid, it'll make the tea.
I'll never have like grapefruit. Some of my sister.
I might walk in with a yarmulke on my nose and freak people out. I said, one of these days I might walk in here with a yarmulke on my noggin so I can freak people out. Dad? Dad? It looks like a toaster right there. The what? It sounded like an announcement voice, but I didn't hear the announcement. There's a little more space in between.
Huh?
You know, it used to be,
You right here.
The works.
And I'll have some of that. I'll have some of that. And I'll have some grilled cheese. And I'll have some grilled cheese.
It's really good.
Oh, sorry.
I watch something that does not do
Apparently some of these people used to be humans before they were homeless.
what is that?
Cold meat. Yeah. They're the spice they made kebabs, but they're cold. Apparently the Lorian didn't show up. The line's getting shorter.
It is getting shorter.
And they're still remodeling, they're still okay, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna take one for my friend also.
Yeah, I'll have something.
You can load it up.
Yeah, that
He appreciates my just for you.
Oh, yes. What do you have today? It's this one. Oh, okay. You want that all the extra stuff? This is
I know, I feel better.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Ben.
Okay, can I get you some cheese? Sour cream? You want everything? It's all set. Okay. Are you taking it to go? Okay, good. Maybe here. And then you want strawberry shortcake on top. Sour cream, salsa, what I'll mark some this too. Yeah, we can bag them up for you, no worries. Okay. Yeah, how many do you need? Janice?
Thank you, Doug.
Janice? Some lettuce? Either of these guys? Oh, you were calling there for, olives. Olives, are they olives? Megan, who gave this? Is this one yours too? Okay, what do you want? And you have 3 of them too? Okay. And you gave me 3 strawberry shortcakes as well? Okay. Yeah, well, do you want me to do 1 each? Like, okay. Okay. Salsa? Everything? That one over here.
Oh, you are. Well, I'm gonna feed you like a hungry man.
Onions?
All the extra. Okay.
Cheese, run these in a bag. Okay. And you want a couple strawberry shortcakes?
No, just the
You like your drink?
Oh, awesome.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I love that place. That lady is so nice.
Just got rid of the heart issues like me.
Oh, that's, yeah.
That's nice when you can find people that are so. Do you want some? I'm sorry, I didn't ask.
I have no.
Okay, great.
They got tons in the box over there.
Does this one right here?
Well,
So you'll get all this good stuff.
want strawberry shortcake? of these exotic
All of it except whatever that is.
salsa? Oh, okay.
Not so, it's more than usual, huh?
Let me sneak right between you guys for just one second.
You said no onions, no sauces. Chili, no sour cream. And cheese. Okay, look, that makes it easy. Janice! Janice, I need more lettuce. Oh, like salsa sour cream? Okay, not sour cream. Can I get you some cheese?
Both of them, I think, are vegetarian. That's good. You like, both?
Lettuce? All I got left anyway, huh?
Good, how about yourself?
I can get all of them. Oh, okay, excuse me.
Would you like sour cream? Okay. And you want lots of cheese. No lettuce? You're like, hey, I just got a whole bag for you. Okay.
I'm gonna bring more tomatoes out, looks like you need.
And olives? You want this in a bag or are you eating it here? Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want some salsa? Yeah. Do you want everything on this one too? Yeah. This for this one? Okay. Here you go. Can you hold this one? Do you want everything on this one too? Okay. Sour cream and salsa? Okay. Do you want onion? Or olive already on that? Okay. That's all. I got one more. And are you taking it home yet?
Okay, so right, should I sign a little bit?
Oh, do you want some cheese?
We fix the taco salad.
Oh, okay, she will, not all the good stuff.
And all, that's what we like.
Lettuce. So I'll let you hold
Okay,
this.
good, I will. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, wow, that's one long string, sorry.
Oh,
Tomatoes?
get another bag.
How do you feel about olives? Salsa? It's just a little tinge. It's not very spicy, but it has a little bit of it. Do you want some?
We have heard people, coming off the chairs.
No, thank you on that. I don't have any tea.
Oh, okay.
But I can eat cheese.
Oh, you can eat cheese? Okay.
It's the protein, right?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so I want to have more lettuce and
Yes, please.
all the stuff you put on.
All of
If
it?
I can have a plate full of cheese, I just need a plate full of cheese.
Thank you. Ooh, I can get it nice and spread. Perfect.
Yeah, you did good.
Might be the prettiest cheese.
Black olives.
Okay.
And I can eat bacon.
Right. I would say hold on to that cream. Do you want some salsa too? This will work? I'm not sure. It doesn't look like Sean, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Not as pretty as I was yesterday, and I'm in a lot of pain.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
thank you on that. I don't have
But you wanted all
Yeah.
this. How do you feel about salsa? Some salsa?
I'm not sure what the definition of salsa is. You mean the stuff that looks like
This stuff.
that I just
You got some? Okay, great.
I tried it myself and it's pretty good.
Okay, I'll take that.
It all goes to the same place.
It does, and I've seen those places.
Oh no, no. Megan will help you. Do you want some onions?
No, thank you. I have to think for myself.
Would you like strawberry shortcake?
And
Yes.
yes, please. I would love
Okay.
strawberry shortcake.
And what
Are
do
you
you
gonna
want
play it on the
bag?
big screen?
What's that?
Are you gonna play it on the big screen?
I don't think so.
Oh well. Different strawberry shortcake. That bar table. As far away from these people over here as possible, so you can legs fall off on the journey. On the right side, by the time you get back to the table over there, you have a destroyed around baggage.
Friday I should be unpaid by.
I made it hard. Thanks, ma'am.
If it's not that day, then I'll be in the back. And then I'll be Monday.
Waiter, take it back. I ordered shrimp and caviar. He was talking about your soda. It's fine. I wasn't using that lung anyway. I'm only 9.5.
So next week, Thursday, 6th of July, upstairs there will be a free concert by this man over here, Ryan Stevenson. And so you are all invited to be there. It's free, it starts at 7 o'clock. So,
dancing there?
huh?
Will there be dancing?
Yeah.
You wanna do it?
All the dancing.
You are dancing in your heart.
Yeah. So we welcome your presence here. It's like I said, it's for free and you are all welcome. He's a popular singer and award-winning singer. So, if you don't have anything on your schedule, it will be right above us.
I've never heard of him. What's he sing? Somebody named Ryan Stevenson? Well, he's not as popular as me then. I played the guitar for 15 years and I still sing.
Need tongues?
Sure. These are really cool to make explosives with.
Okay, well, I'm
Can I
gonna
show you
take
how?
that back from you. Do you need any tongues?
I can send you the link to the King of Random video that'll teach you how.
I don't need to know that.
Alright, well then I won't tell you about the sugar rockets either.
The sugar rockets.
Yep.
Is that like when you put Mentos in a Coke bottle? Because that's the only kind of mixed portion of
No,
it.
you mix 65% sugar and 35%. Oh man, I can't remember at the moment. I don't want to give you the wrong concoction because if you do it wrong, it's not going to do anything. I'll write it down.
Yeah, watch the video for me. I'll ask you for a report next week.
I'll write one. I will. I think it's important for people to know how to properly make rockets so they can make the mistake of making a rocket and realize what a stupid idea it is.
Never had to do that.
I think if we ever got attacked by Russian tanks, I could probably figure out how to make a Panzerfaust. A Panzerfaust? It's this little handheld, almost rocket launcher, but not really. It fires a big old bulb about this big. It launches off into the air, and it goes about 35 meters. If it lands on your tank, it blows up and puts a hole through it. Big old head on it like this, but the hole it makes is only that big. Yep. Shaped charges. I was watching a show about Arlie Ermy, and it's called Mail Call, and they started talking about the bazooka and how it got its name because of George Burns' toy called a bazooka. They look similar. And during that, they were talking about how the shaped charges work and how the bazooka, after seeing that design, the Germans took rounds for a German anti-tank gun that they had, and then they just started putting them in tubes with a little bit of modification. They basically copied the bazooka with ammunition they already had, which is why the Panzer Shrek is like that big around, and the bazooka is only that big around. Think green. Oh, we're allowed to do that in Oregon. Thinking green. But if you think green in Idaho, they arrest you for it. That's Kansas. Well, maybe not this time of year. Arizona, everything is brown. Either brown or red. It was weird because when I was going through Texas, most of the rocks looked yellow, but it was a really bright day when I was there. All the rocks in Texas looked yellow. I wonder if we have any trained forward observers. Stay there. Figure out inanimate objects. They follow instructions quite well. You'll never lose something if you sit there and stay there. It makes you forget. Because you know it's not walking off.
We were at the beach yesterday.
I got these are pretty expensive and they're nice. You ever hear of Raymond Day? He was a quote back in the 90s. So all those people were all wearing the same exact shoes that Dallas Palmer gave me.
So you went right back?
Alex? Okay, what do you, I missed.
Have enough? Would like some to go?
Okay. Huh?
No, I got plenty to go.
Okay.
Maybe some of the spot Hawkwood.
You can help yourself with that.
It's a good trade item when people are coming down. Yes, ma'am. I have a couple of witnesses I was hoping we're gonna be here tonight, but they're not. I think I'm gonna go make fun of somebody for being taller than me or shorter than me. Or maybe for having different color eyes than me. Or maybe copycatting me by having the same color of
Prefer one of you guys more?
She likes it when we're together, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're actually triplets.
You're actually, he's a triplet. He's a triplet? Yeah. He's
Yeah.
You're just trying to get in on it.
So I just figure if I'm gonna get struck down in church, I had to do it today. Well, it's still nice out. Best day for an ambulance ride. They're air conditioned. You too, Mr. Gary. I'll try not to get caught.
Okay, well, that's all you can promise.
And if I break the law, I'll do it in the service of saving somebody stupid from death.
Good.
One of the things that I have an issue with, people don't listen. They just want to make the same suggestions over and over again. And then they get frustrated when I have to explain to them over and over again, I'm not capable. And here's why. Oh, wait, we don't get to the part where I get to explain here's why, because people are too accustomed to making everything into an argument. There's a lot of people who did stupid stuff that was unnecessary, like Dallas Richmond. The thing is, I can't keep running around in circles like a chicken with my head cut off for help that never shows up. All these empty promises, but they're empty, so why promise? If you're not going to fulfill your end of the bargain, why make such a bargain? A lot of people claimed they would help me if I went there, and when I got there, they didn't. I had to rely on strangers because my friends in real life were too busy not being friends. It is now 5:12. People don't understand the importance of turning this stuff in right away. A lot of times people want every detail. Well, that would have been easy to do 6 years ago, 7 years ago. That would have been very easy to do. There wasn't a whole lot to show. It was, hey, here's some bullshit that I went through and some people that won't leave me the fuck alone. But after 7 years of it, having it be all public like it was, and still is, being forced to go public about the bullshit that I've gone through, being forced to show it on Facebook and YouTube, just for the slight hope maybe a stop could be put to this. Oh, and yeah, you can make explosives out of Tums. Alright, so now I'm going down to I guess back down to the oh my god, sporting goods, that's what it is. Sporting goods parking lot. Now obviously small towns, people will take you out back and take care of you that way. Although usually when they say something like that, it's just to try to get you to take the situation seriously. I'm glad that that situation today ended up not being a big major deal, well, as much as it could have been. I'm glad that, well, since Dallas knows that I record everything live to the best of my ability. If he bought an illegal firearm from somebody, he probably would not have said anything in front of me about it. Because when he was speaking about getting that gun, he was speaking in front of me about it. Now, Chris has got this stuff in his head about whether or not I'm recording. I don't care what his opinion is about me recording. What I care about is turning in the evidence and stopping the abuse. That includes the financial abuse that prevents me from being able to take care of myself or protect myself or run around to all the places that I'm told if I go to those places they'll help me. Because they don't help me. I get to those places and they always send me to somewhere else. That's why there's literally thousands of telephone calls with these idiots. Over and over and over again. Call after call after call after call. And see how much money I've thrown out the window for help that I needed. When the mandated reporters didn't want to do their jobs, they just passed me on to somebody else. Usually somebody who's a drug addict or an alcoholic. How does that really help us? How does it help an at-risk adult to make them go to an alcoholic or a drug addict for advocacy? For assistance stopping abuse? You get to see how my predators work together to prevent me from turning them in. Over and over again, and you also get to see how complacent people truly are about the situation. They only care if it's happening, and even then, just barely. Obviously, I am not going anywhere. I can't find my flippin' keys. I can't just keep carrying my stuff in and out of all these places all the time. I can't keep getting abused for trying to turn in my predators, and it's certainly not okay to push somebody to the point that they want their life to end, and then you harm them for wanting their life to end. Well, maybe you should do something about the fucking abuse, and that includes separating people from their friends, family, loved ones, finances. On the bright side, I told on actual bad people. You're gonna tell me that a dude molested your daughter and then you get back together with him? Just know that you and I are not on the same page and we're not on the same side. We're not going to be friends. That's not a matter of disrespect, it's a matter of you having no morality. There's a lot of predators out there like Andrew Witcher and Michael Albert. And it's probably in our best interest to go after those people. Instead of going after their victims. Instead of trying to paint all their victims as mentally ill and then magically it's justified to harm them. I'll be right back. Ach, shit, was ist das? Das ist eine feine Hund. Oh, fucking dumbass, I didn't put on the parking brake. Shit. Dagnabbit. A lot of people think that they can just abuse us out of a trauma reaction. No, that doesn't fucking work. Abusing people for having a trauma reaction just results in the trauma reaction getting worse. Anyway, I would really like a tobacco stick, so I'm gonna go locate one. I'm also gonna try to back up without running anybody over. Freaking white people. It was nice being able to put a little bit of gas in my vehicle, even if it's not a lot. When it dips below the red line, it kind of make a person paranoid. Alright, they're going the other way. Ah, fuck. Like everything pops if I move it wrong. And I don't mean like when you're younger, when you're like, well, whatever. Now that I'm older, it's like, fuck. That might hurt for a couple of years. Making sure I don't go above the speed limit, although I can't really tell. People have taken advantage of my disabilities my entire life, but most of my disabilities are your assumptions. You assume that autism is mental retardation. You assume that Tourette syndrome is abuse. You assume that just because somebody was in the system growing up, that they must have done something wrong. Bunch of damn assumptions. Occasions where I major freaked out and was literally forced to break the law. Every time it was because people were telling me that their lives were being threatened, their families' lives were being threatened. Being treated like I should be able to magically fix it. Like I made horrible people do that shit. Fucking goddamn way today. A lot of the addicts out here that can't stay off the drugs, but we're sent to them to try to get help. The problem is that we've already gone to them for help. They send us to where the services are. The services send us right back out to the same people that send us to the services. Cops tell us to go to TCCHC or TFCC, and those agencies send us back to the cops or to each other. It's nuts. And those of you religious people, I welcome your God if you can show it to me. Short of that, why don't we stick with the real world? In the real world, God is not your judge. In the real world, you get a judge like Judge Derek C. Weimer or Randall Rowland. Or even worse, Judge Cicava. Who lets child molesters go because they're too small to survive in prison. Should have thought about that before touching kids. What kind of a sick, perverted magistrate is going to let a child go like that? Gross.